All right. Let's get into Tetsuo's topic. No. Tetsuo isn't next. Get out here, Tetsuo.
I'm going back to my wall.
It's Mao. Mao's next.
What is the opposite of the "Come On Down" song? Anyway,
Where's the Yodeler song?
Jeez.
All right. So one of the things I mentioned was watching random anime, and this led to my topic, which is like guilty pleasures, shameful pleasures, or
Never feel bad for what you enjoy.
problematic faves. Well, I mean, or maybe just like shame by association. I don't just so I'll
I mean, you could just say that you've watched Sword Art Online all the way. I mean, that's
Hey, I actually enjoyed that. Damn it.
Ooh.
Maddie, Tats, you can't
That's
really have
peaking.
enjoyed the second season. Or part 2 of season 1. Come on.
It was not as enjoyable as the others, but it wasn't. I can't say it wasn't bad because it was bad, but it wasn't. It wasn't so bad that I
The
could.
creepy rape stuff is when I was like,
Yeah.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, but it
I'm
was
gonna
it was
check out.
okay enough so that way I could get onto Sword Art Online too. Like, so I can't really call
So
it
yeah,
bad. because I actually-
that's kind of what I'm talking about.
That is
So
exactly
here's what
viewed
happened
by society.
for me. I'll go first.
I'm
so
saying
can
that as I
explain
look at
myself.
my is it Oscar? My
Oscar.
Oscar playmat that's right in front of me on my table.
So yeah, even way back in episode 2, in the transcript, I am quoted as saying, "I don't believe in guilty pleasures."
Yep.
Uh,
And I was
like,
taking
I
it
would-
back.
I would anything I liked, I would tell people, no problem. Like, I've read Twilight, thought it was fine.
Oh damn!
I don't know, like
Oof,
all
tell me
sorts
more.
of like female pop stars. I'm into like all sorts of things that people generally don't like to admit to. It didn't matter to me.
So what was finally the straw that
Something
broke the camel's
finally
back?
got me.
Okay,
What was
oh
that
God.
straw?
Here we go.
Fate Khalid Linear Prism
Oh
Ilia.
no!
Is it a Fate
Which
anime?
Yes. Now I will. This has made me decide I am not going to talk about Fate with any normal people. Basically,
Wait,
Fate
what is
just
it
in
called?
general?
Fate Khalid,
is
Lana,
weird.
Prisma, Ilia.
Ilia. So
Sons
it's
of
an
the
alternate-
Patriots.
It's an alternate timeline of during the Fate Stay Night time, where I guess due to some weird effects of Fate in Fate Zero, the Holy Grail Wars were ended forever, basically, and Ilya, Ilias Vale von Eisenbarn is not, being prepared to just be the Holy Grail anymore, so she can have a normal life. But there were like shards of the servants left behind who are now cards, and she becomes a magic girl, basically.
Oof.
It's a magical girl anime.
Oof.
Okay.
And the season 1 is fine. Like season 1, I was like, all right.
Oh,
Like
it's Silverlink.
What?
It's Silverlink.
I don't know who or the people.
Or
who
this
made
is
it?
the movie version.
Oh
I guess.
no.
There's
The
a
original
movie
one.
of it.
Yeah, there's 4 seasons and a movie. Only the first 3 seasons are dubbed. I did not make it through season 2.
Tapped out.
Yep. What is it? Yeah, it's Silverlink is the studio. I actually don't know who they are by name.
I'll actually mention them for my answer.
All right. So yeah, season 1, like the first episode, there's like a bath scene with her, and like this seems unnecessary, but she gets seen naked by the guy she likes. Ha ha ha.
Oh my God. It's deja vu.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. You could see that coming. But the rest of the season's like fine. It's like a magical I like Fate because like Fate Zero is great. The anime Fate Zero. And I haven't played the games, which are also kind of weird.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read the visual novels.
Right. Yeah. The I
Say
meant
it
the
correctly,
original visual
sir.
novels. There are also RPGs and an action game or action RPGs. And there's a mobile game which I'm on and off again for, sort of similar reasons. But season 2 of this is so fan servy and like I can't do it. Like it's just so
This
much
is-
fan service, and they're 5th graders.
You know, I thought the day that Mao would end up having to eat those words at some point, I thought like I was like, that's some strong conviction from Mao. I can respect that. And I thought this day would be a lot funnier, but hearing the pain in your voice now, I can just feel sorrow for you.
Because I like some of the Fate series stuff, but then other parts are just weird and
Yeah. Well, it's weird
Yeah.
when one season is one way and then it like segues a little
Total
bit.
shift, bro.
And then I've seen people talk about it too, and they're like, yeah, season 1's fine. Season 2's all lowly fan service, so if that's not your thing, just skip it and go to 3. And I was like, where was that when I needed it? Because 3, I guess, stops that. But I don't know if I could continue because, like, also there's like really graphic kissing between like 2 of them, and
Oh,
like
wow.
I have, yeah,
of course
I've
there's
seen some of the
answers
gifs.
because like
Yeah.
reasons, like, but it's like stupid Kojima reasons of why Quiet's naked, like from Metal Gear Solid 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
I-
there's
I-
no actual reason. You just wanted to see this happen.
They're
But yeah.
the gifs. These people have made gifs of it. You
Mm.
can easily find it. But yeah, that is dude. Like when I first saw a gif of it, I was like, "Is this from like a hentai or something?"
Right.
That is how intense it gets.
Yeah. And then there's like a scene where they're like, oh, we wanted some privacy to talk, so we're in this open bath. It's like, you're in a mansion. There are plenty of rooms you could just go talk in privately.
Yeah.
Can I just talk to you real quick in this other room right here?
Right.
didn't have
No,
to go to
we're
the
just
bath.
all in the bath naked because, we wanted to draw little naked 5th graders.
It's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
A little bit weird. Yeah. Ooh. I have not seen it, which I am thankful for. I
But
have
yeah.
not-
And then, like, also Fate is just, like, randomly making skimpily dressed versions of characters from history in general. And also turning some of them into females and then dressing them weirdly.
I hate that so much. They ruined Nobunaga. I'm
Right.
so upset. So upset
Nobunaga's a
by that.
lowly. And then Attila and King Arthur are all females now. And
I don't understand why. It would have been so cool.
I don't
to
know,
keep
because
them
there
as they
are other
were.
female servant classes they create, like who are just like queens and female warriors and stuff.
I mean, like that's
but-
fine, but I just don't understand like.
I don't know
those
why
characters-
they made these
Yeah.
particular ones female.
I don't know, for more lolly fans.
Japan's a weird place, man.
It's a rough world. to live in.
So, do you guys have anything like that? Does that ever happen to you?
Okay,
Maybe
I
not
will,
quite to that level.
I will go first on this one because I actually was able to think of something because I originally thought I was like this is never because I'm so picky with my time that if I really don't like something, if something even seems completely off, I'm just getting rid of it. It's done.
Right.
I don't have to bother with it. But I will say it's not so much a guilty pleasure, but it is something that
Yeah, guilty pleasure isn't exactly what I was going for. I just didn't know. Like,
but well, the
what I
third
really
one,
meant.
like essentially what it comes down to is that this is something that I catch myself doing every now and then, and there's no purpose to it. I really hate it, but I end up doing it anyway. I will sometimes sit there and watch videos of gameplay for games I don't even care about, but it has some relation to something that I might like. Like, for instance, Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Lords of Shadow 2. Never played the game. Do not even like the series. But just the other day, just a couple days ago, I clicked on watching a boss battle between the toy maker. I don't know why. I don't know why I do that, but that's what I end up doing. And I'll burn hours away at this. And I lapsed. I lapsed so hard. I was an alcoholic who had a drink that I shouldn't have had. I was clean. I was sober for years. And then I fell apart. And that was what happened. That's really the closest thing I can get to. The closest thing I can get to it for it, unfortunately. But yeah, No, that's the one thing that I just like. To me, is like I guess the closest thing I can get to a guilty pleasure or a shameful pleasure, so to speak. But that is definitely something that
Yeah.
Tats,
I
rail against me how guilty pleasures don't exist before I go.
So I don't know. Like I'm kind of in the same boat where it's like I don't like. There's times there's like I probably like either it's like I enjoyed this even though I know that everybody else doesn't, and so it's more okay for me. But then like sometimes there are things where I'm just like, why is that a thing?
You can
I
say New
guess?
Gundam Breaker. It's fine.
Actually, that was
It's
just-
already like
that wasn't-
$20.
that was actually a disappointment and has already been given back to GameStop. So that one is a curse upon mankind, and
There's no guilty pleasure in that one. That was just a
there's no pleasure there at all.
Oh, gotcha.
You're just
No.
guilty for. You just feel
It's
guilty
just
about
shame.
buying
It's
it.
just
Yeah.
shame.
The very fact that I had to
Just
I gave money for that game is the.
I
is my
traded in
only
other
shame.
games and I bought it for full price. There's the guilty aspect. No, actually, I think I pre-ordered it technically, so there's the guilty part. But
Oh, that's the guilty part.
there it is.
Wow.
No, kind of related to Mal's one that I really enjoyed until it kind of got into it, and it got weirdly lowly all of a sudden was Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Yeah.
That was weird anime.
It was really enjoyable.
People really love it.
It is really good, except for any time that involves the 500-year-old dragon that looks like a 5-year-old. Because then it gets weird, and you're just like, why did really can we just fast forward and get to another part, please? Or the other dragon that's with the small boy. Like
I watched
Oh,
that
the
whole,
Shota stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that whole thing through, and I gotta say, like, it was okay. I do not get the. There was a lot of people love it. I thought it was okay. It didn't do anything spectacular.
It was comical. Yeah, there wasn't anything that it stood out. It was just really like the spots when it wasn't weird. It was just funny in the right way that made my wife and I enjoy it enough to keep watching through it. No, one that I thoroughly enjoy, video game wise, that I don't care if anybody judges me on, people probably do, is the Lego games.
Dude, the Lego games are
I was
fun.
gonna say the Lego
I
games
think
are
most
generally.
people think those are good.
Yeah, I think
Well,
most people love those games.
I feel like that's true, but then like
Like, I don't ever want
swear,
to
every
pay
time I
full
talk
price
about
for
it-
one, but
I always get them through a GameFly. So
I have a friend who quite literally loves those series, that game series in general. He even rebought some of them versions. He loves those games.
yeah, everyone that's come out so far. Once I started playing them, I platinumed them and got all the DLC and all that. So I don't know. Like I feel like not everybody, like a lot of people do enjoy them, but I feel like it's one of those ones that there's people that judge you because you're playing a Lego game. Really, I don't know. Maybe that's not so much a thing, but
All right,
it's all about if you feel the shame, Tits.
I don't feel ashamed. But it's like it's what I think. I feel like somebody.
Okay,
like,
if you feel judged.
If you feel
No.
judged, yeah.
I feel like there's
judge
somebody out there who is doing the judging, but not that I feel judged. If that makes sense, like
judged pleasures, whether
Dread.
judged pleasures. We can give you that category. We'll give you the title of like doesn't feel shamed but knows that somebody's potentially judging.
Yep.
I mean, some people might feel, a shameful pleasure might be Roaring Kitchen.
Yeah, that would also be a shame. I could see somebody saying that,
Yeah.
but I don't feel any shame for it whatsoever.
Because
I
of
can
the author.
Yeah, I can definitely separate
You can
the
separate
author
the
from
artist
the
and the
series.
work.
Yep, separate the artist and the work. With the person who makes it might have a great idea, might also make a really bad choice in life.
Yeah. I'm gonna put Lily on spot here. I'm gonna call her out.
You're gonna
She
call
ain't
her
even
out.
here.
She's not here to defend herself, so
Get
take your shots.
that JoJo crap out here. No. I actually like JoJo, so whatever. And that's
Okay.
not a guilty
Alright.
pleasure at all.
Like,
Everyone
okay.
loves JoJo.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I hate
For-
JoJo.
for games, maybe just like these elements but I mean, it's more like not ubiquitous isn't the word I'm looking for. I guess more accepted to an extent. Like I love anything with like waifu elements in the games. So like that's like a really guilty pleasure of mine. Like whereas normies, ribbit
Right.
normies,
You're not gonna
like,
just talk with random people about your wife.
oh yeah. You know, I love this Rising Force game because it's got waifus in it. That's why I got it, man. But like anything with like waifu stuff in it, like will at least get my attention and like have me look into a game and see if if people are like it's halfway decent. Then there you go. Like that's how I got into the Rune Factory games. They're like they got what I'm like it's Harvest Moon. I was like I like Harvest Moon, but and it's like with waifus and I went okay here we go.
How are you not playing all the gacha games that exist just to sell people waifus?
Yeah, man.
Because there's not
I
enough
think
story in the gacha games.
No. I think
he's
what it is
not.
though. But I think I know what it is. Obs isn't so much interested in just like the idea that there's a waifu in the game.
Yeah.
Obs specifically likes the ideas that you can waifu the waifu.
Or husbando, that's what you're
Or
into.
husbando, yeah.
Sometimes I
that's true.
husbando too. I wrote a weird. I exposed this guilty pleasure at one point in my collegiate career. I was taking a class called Mass Comm Perspectives, and we had to do like a big presentation. And I was talking about like basically like a very like dull topic, like video games and their effects on people and stuff, like something that's been done 1,000 times. But I basically played the I can't remember the name of the game series, but it's where you're the girl. It's the reverse harem.
Oh,
So you're the girl and it's the guys, and it's the not the Sekihote, the Shinsengumi, where you romance the members of the Shinsengumi, and I basically use that as my like here's how like because I found a study about romance games and like Chinese women and how it like affected their perception of actual relationships. So I basically
Really?
gave my presentation on that, and I was like,
That's
so I
actually
played one. And here we go. And I was a little girl, and there was like samurai vampires and stuff that I was romancing. So that was interesting. Everybody's looking at me. There was one guy who gave a report on Hikikomori's, and he was like the one guy in the audience.
The
He was
only
like,
guy who's like,
he was like, I got
wanna-
you, bro.
I want to just imagine when the moment you started revealing what this game was, he was like in the back of the crowd, just giving
I
you a
played
solid
it
nod of
already.
respect.
McMahon.gif.
Yeah. Oh. He fell out of his chair.
Oh,
Yeah, so that, like, they're more common now. That's why I didn't quite want to use the word ubiquitous. But, like, even Assassin's Creed is getting waifu quote stuff in it now. But,
is it?
Oh well,
it's getting, like,
there's
romance
yeah.
stuff. But,
That's true.
I
yeah.
just use waifus as, like, a broad term for, like,
I
I love
it's probably-
romance in games. But,
I gotcha.
and anytime you can, like, and when there's, like, different people you can choose, because I think it adds, like, replayability in some instances,
Sure.
too.
Yeah.
Or you can just look it up on YouTube if you don't want to sit there and play a whole game. But like even like the Mass Effect games, those probably like normalized it more, I think.
Oh
Than
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
Mass Effect for sure.
absolutely normalize that. The idea of like actually getting to a romantic relationship with somebody and building that relationship up.
Just
definitely.
yeah, BioWare like
Yeah.
I mean, it even started in
KOTOR and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
But so yeah, that in games. I like to really rail on isekai stuff and light novels in general, but there's only one. I haven't read all the light novels. Granted, I've only read like I think 3 volumes. I just kind of got sidetracked on it. There's a series that came out around the time of Astra Score, which is a very lampooned A1 Pictures production from
I enjoyed Asterisk War.
2015. You would. No, I'm
That
just
was
kidding.
good, damn it.
One of my favorite anime YouTubers named Digibro, he basically did a 12-part series. I think like each part is longer than an episode of Asterisk War, talking about why Asterisk War is bad. But then he...
Oh, I think I did.
It's called The Asterisk War Sucks, and it has it's like 15 parts. It's for a 12-episode anime. But towards the end of it, there was an anime that came out at the same time. It was a Silverlink anime called Rakudai Kishi no Kabari, or Chivalry of the Failed Knight. And it's basically the exact same anime beat for beat, but done better. It's a standard like 5 out of 10 light novel thing, but it does some interesting stuff. And it kind of gets associated with Asterisk War, which is a very much like hated in the anime community show in the vein of like Era manga from like a year ago, Era manga Sensei, or it's just like a vapid, like rushed out like thing and like super generic. But this one actually does cool stuff. Like it doesn't drag out the romance. The main character and the main heroine hook up in like the 3rd episode, and they're just together, so you don't have to deal with stupid harem hijinks and who will he get with or any of that stuff. It's the whole like we're at a school for magical people that have powers, but he's like his whole thing is like he has no magical ability. He's just really good. I mean, that's a very generic and overdone trope. He's just like very skilled and practices a lot and stuff. But it does stuff well. And I just found it very entertaining. And it often gets shat on too, just because it came out at the same time as Asterisk War, and it basically followed the same beats. Like literally, like they had like the pool episode were the same episodes. Like they both start with them walking in on the girl scantily clad at like the beginning of the series. They're both like pink-haired tsundere main characters. The main guy is kind of a light novel guy, but I enjoyed it for some reason. I think it's because I watched like the analysis and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a shot, and I actually end up enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. And I started reading light novels. I was like, these aren't that bad. And light novels often get shat on, but they're kind of like the new light novels are now like more what's getting adapted into anime, whereas it used to be manga a lot more commonly.
Yeah.
Being a lot with light novels.
Light novels with, run-on sentence names.
Yeah, here's something else that I'm excited for that will be a guilty pleasure. I don't know if they're going to go this dark in the anime adaptation, but Goblin Slayer. Do you know what Goblin Slayer is?
Yes, I dropped it.
I have never heard of
It's yeah.
wait.
Is this a guy that only kills goblins?
Yes. It's one of those generic it's like basically playing the generic fantasy anime trope straight, kind of, where it's like we're like newbie adventurer daring do-gooder guys. We're gonna go out here and do stuff, and the main character heroine's like a priestess, and her party gets like brutally murdered and worse in like the first chapter because they're just not prepared for goblins. And he's like a badass. They're doing an anime adaptation of it, and the animation actually looks good. But I haven't read a lot of it, but it could be interesting. I can see that blowing up, but it's very dark. So it goes dark places. I'll say that much.
Jeez.
But so yeah, I would say that's mine. If anything, I very rarely actually like pick stuff up and like don't finish it or feel like skipping stuff. Other SAO obviously, but like we said earlier, but still.
Yeah, I mean, I still like, again, it's like, I like, some of the Fate universe, and then I just have problems with other bits of it.
Yeah.
Like, Fate Apocrypha is pretty cool, but Jack the Ripper looks like she's 10 in a bikini.
I haven't seen it, so.
It's like, everything else seems pretty rad.
I haven't watched any of the Fate anime. I've only read the first visual novel, so. And that was a while ago. Green Best Girl.
Ooh. Ooh, man.
Alright.
The waifu wars begin again.
They never end, meta.
That's all what Fate is really about.
Yeah.
It's the waifu wars.
We know this.